Good morning, guys. Friday, September 24th. Almost done with this month. It's going so quick. Which month is your guys' favorite? I'd say my daughter's is October. My wife's is Easter, April. Mine's December. Just moving so quick lately. But the market, that's a different story. The market has been just whoopsie-daising, right? Just whips on here and back, and it's been real tough to make money. So we did hit our mark though, right? On two objectives. One, for Bitcoin, we hit 39,000. We even had a guy in the group nail that call as well. So just proof in the pudding that the algorithms work. I mean, these guys are predicting these prices way before it even happens. They're becoming their own little wizards and Nostradamuses, right? Like, who's doing that? Who's doing that, really? So the algorithms are super precise, right? And the probability model situation that we got going on with these bands make it even more precise if you go out into a longer term evaluation. So it all depends on how you look at the price of a stock. If you're looking short term, you can reevaluate it. It's gonna have more noise, but the long term is where it's really trying to go. So that's kind of what happened with SPY. That's why I said the level of resistance was around 444. I mean, we hit 444. I mean, you guys see it on the screen for yourself. We hit 444, and it rejected right after, right? So now we're testing the 442 range or 441. Okay, and if we break below that, we're going to go lower than previous low. At this bounce right here at 435, we're going to go right back down to 434. So maybe that's where we end up for the end of the week. Not sure yet. First, we got to get over 444. But at least we know that's our resistance. When we get above 444, then we can maybe look at 452 or something, right? If the market really wants to pull up that high. But we're seeing our resistance, right? If we look here, we can see it's rejected many times in this little zone, okay? So it bounced here because, again, that 80% probability. So we got to be careful right here now, right? This is like a 50-50 zone. If the market does want to pop up, we still got to be careful because there's a lot of resistance through these red bands, okay? So it could be some sideways action today. I'm just not really sure yet. You know the low floats are going to be playing, right? Low floats. So the low floats always are active when the rest of the market is bearish or slow, right? And there's a couple of low floats I'm looking at right now. I'm not really going to talk about it because I don't want to create this whole, pumping a certain stock, or I don't believe in that stuff. But I mean, you got to do what you got to do, right? You gotta put your money where the money's moving, and right now it's the low floats, the bio stocks and whatnot, right? Are they higher risk? Yeah. Are they higher risk for the Omni algos? No, not really. Not really. Just being honest, right? If you do shares for a lot of these low floats, you'll be able to get out of there smoothly, just following the how the algorithms work. So if SPY it can hold this area right here at this 435, then we're going to see continuation going up, okay? But if it breaks, then we're going to get lower lows than previous, right? You can see all the way down to 420, which would be lower than this bounce here, which we called at 428, 429. Matter of fact, there was a guy in my group that nailed that price off like 3 pennies, and he got $50 for it. You get money for being in my group. That's crazy, right? So I just exited out at SQ. Just taking a look at that real quick. So you guys know your highs and lows for SPY, right? It gets over 444. Maybe it will get to 448, 450. If it breaks that, then back down to 435. Okay. SQ. Wow. This thing really saved me pretty well. You want to talk about holding, doing that diamond hold on the options call last week. And some of that part was because I just wasn't paying attention to it. And the other part is I knew it had to bounce up when SPY, hit its low. So risky. It was a little risky. Yeah. Did we make profit? We did. We didn't make as much profit as we wanted to, right? We could have waited and got into this trend move that happened through here, right? Where it bounced up super high up to like, I think it was like 268 or something. But it is what it is, right? We still made some profit. We still got out of there in the green, and that's what counts. That's why you always want to look at some of those longer out option plays. It doesn't move as violent as the short term ones, and sometimes you can save your trade because of the randomness of the market. You can't just depend on just saying, oh, the price is going to go this certain direction in this amount of time when you're playing weeklies, right? It's just super risky. So if you play options, try to find ones that are farther out, get a decent price on it, and just go with that. All right, so SQ hitting resistance now around 269, 270. We might see another pullback retracement. I would like to see a bounce at 260 and then maybe continuation going back up. But I don't know if I'm going to play it yet. We'll see. Okay, let's check out VIX real quick, because VIX did drop down all the way from that 30, 32, 31 range. Now it's back in the green. That's what we got to pay attention to. It's playing the same kind of play it did last time, where it hit down in this green here, and then it shot all the way up, went back down. Now we're back in that green again. So we'll see what it wants to do. It does have a little room to move up. I would say 2685 is a pretty decent resistance for it. Let's see if we can get any other indications that it's bullish. All right, so we got one here on the 5 minute. And again, like, if you're using the algorithms, it doesn't necessarily matter if you're using 5 minutes, 4 minutes, 3, 2, 1, whatever. Just look for an area that needs to hold if it wants to go up, right? And that's what's great about using the algorithms, is they can render so quickly and get you a price faster than conventional ways. So I see a level here, 25.79. If that holds, maybe you can play a hedge against SPY today if SPY wants to drop back down. And if it breaks that, then you need to get out of that play. So pretty interesting where it's at right now. This might be a little pre-market move up. And maybe when the bell rings, it goes back down, SPY goes up. We'll see. Let's see what Bitcoin did. Oof. So Bitcoin dropped again, man. It's been very, very volatile lately. And again, usually if it does this, that just it tells me that there's not a lot of buyers in right now, right? Like they're kind of focused on what the rest of the market's doing. So we might see another drop for Bitcoin. Let's just see where our levels is. So we have this level here. Let's go to a 30 minute. See if we can find another floor for this thing. So it's testing the floor right now at this 42,437. I don't know if you guys can see that. So if it breaks that, it's going to go back down to 39, which is exactly where it bounced last time, right? So it's a little concerning. There is some sell pressure I'm seeing right now. So if it doesn't bounce here, we could keep dropping some more. So it's going to be interesting when it happens with Bitcoin today. excuse me, we haven't hit any resistance levels. It just keeps dropping, which is the kind of the nature of Bitcoin. But you can see we've been on a downtrend, and that's what's important too. When you see these downtrends happening, where the price has just been moving through, eventually we're going to get into a squeeze scenario, right? And maybe that's going to happen more in October or something, and we'll see a bigger move happen. But we know right now, if we break past this 38,000, we could go all the way as low as 24,000, and if we stay above, we're just going to hit a previous high of 52,000. So which we're talking about right here. So kind of important levels to watch. Let's see if we can get anything on the high level. No, it kind of looks still like a little squeeze going through. So we'll just have to see how this plays out. If it could stay on this little wedge here and keep climbing up, great. If not, then we know that Bitcoin's going to keep going lower. So risky for a buy right now, in my opinion. Let's see how BABA is. So BABA looks like it's finally getting down to the green, the lower variance, right? So this really means that this thing needs to bounce soon, right? Because this is where you get into hot territories when you're looking at the bands and you're using the multiplier variance, and you see these big gaps between the deviations, right? Well, if it breaks this important number of 148, the next level here is 108. Okay, and then after that, we're down in the hundreds, and that's not good. So we don't want to get in that scenario. That would be bad. What we'd like to see is this continuation on this sell, and then a reversal, start going back up, and see if we can make some profit off the bounce. So we'll have to pay attention what Bob going to do today. And excuse me if I sound a little weird. My allergies is just messing up. Yeah, there's a little bit of rolling going on with Baba. It just needs to drop a little bit more, I think, and then maybe we'll get a bounce here, and we might get a decent entry. If it does bounce and it holds, right, just because it bounces or you call the dip doesn't necessarily mean that's the best time to get in. It's about that roll, right? It's about when the price starts kind of, or the bands start rolling a little bit. And I've said this a million times, but this is one of those things that you want to look at, something like this happening, right? So that's what I'm going to pay attention today. And let's see if we have any buys. Wow, look at that, all the way down. Look at the Nessie, guys. Look how beautiful this formula is, this math formula. How it rendered all the way down. Like, I mean, it's been rendering for a while too. Rendering a sell. So it just lets you know how like inexperienced traders are, right? Except the people who shorted this thing. People who shorted this thing all the way in like September 10th, they're the winners, right? Because this thing has been continually dropping. It created a range. That's where we're at right now. And maybe it sees some stability for a buy. We'll have to see. But at least now we know a price. At least we know a price at 148.37. Ooh, man. Baba might be a winner today, guys. So definitely keep it on your radar. Tesla had a gap down, man. It's having some issues getting out of the 700 zone. I thought once we get past like the 760, we'd be cruising to 800, but it's just not happening. So it might need to cool down a little bit. Not sure. This is a hard one to kind of read on that chart. Let's try a different, or not chart, but bands. Let's see if we're getting any information. So 748 is a resistance, right? So if it breaks that, the next level down would be 734, which previously was 721 off this VWAP, which is another important thing to look for too, is where the levels are at these prices. Well, this VWAP tested at 714, this VWAP tested at 721, and if it tests again, it's going to be 735. So maybe we'll get to 735, get into a squeeze and a pop up. That's what we'd like to see. But really, 457, 450, or 47, what? Sound like Biden now. 458. If we get above that, then I think we're smooth selling into 800s. So wait for the pullback, and then see if you can get some longer options, right? Don't have that should have mentality, like, oh, I should have got into it when I had the chance, right? You don't want to have that mentality. So AMC, and I'm just looking at things on my chat stocks, whatever, just because I haven't really had a lot of things pop up except low floats. So AMC is kind of at the 50-50 threshold again, right? So if it breaks down, we could see lower lows all the way down to 12. If it goes up, we could see higher highs all the way up to 70, right? So it's right in that weird kind of. Let's see if we can get a closer level of resistance that will help us today, or support. Here we go, $35. If it drops there, 35 might be a new entry for AMC. And if it wants to retest, 44 is your resistance. And if you guys ever need to, like, if you want to, if there's some stocks or something you want to talk about, just let me know and I will put it into the video. And guys, we are like, you could go back to each video right now. We've been spot on for the most part. We've been spot on with these calls. So, definitely pay attention to the videos. But that's it. We've made it to Friday, and we're still green. I don't know if I'm gonna make any trades besides some low floats I'm getting into. But I don't know if I'm gonna do any 0 days today, man. It's that desperation. That's exactly what these guys want you to do, right? They want you to be desperate. They want you to be desperate with your money, so you can lose it all, and they can just keep recycling the system, right? And it's a great system. I mean, they recycle inexperienced traders all the time. Don't be one of those people. Don't go into those traps where it looks like easy money, or you'll be that statistic. It's just vibing out there. Ready for the weekend. All right, guys. I will catch you on Monday. I still haven't forgot about that series, but again, the market's been kind of slow. Nobody's really been trading in my group that much. So if I see some activity, more and more, then I can point out some good things, some bad things that the traders did, and we can discuss it. All right, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Peace.